Hey folks, Leave It here once again. Welcome back to another review. Hope you enjoyed my revisit review yesterday of Spider-Man 3 and Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer. Those are on my channel right now. Again, my new channel with a mask profile picture on it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So thank you for the 89 subscribers, guys. I appreciate it. We're getting close to 100, all right. Yep. But definitely stay subscribed to this one. And we're almost done with these 2007 reviews. Well, like I said, I'm on the. If you're new to the channel, I've been doing a superhero marathon on my channel. I've my other channel I did a Superman marathon, a Batman marathon as well, and I shared those videos in here. Well, for the superhero marathon, hopefully someday I'll share the Batman videos and Superman videos I did on this channel. But I have been sharing those reviews as well. But anyway, I've been on the year, I've been going by years and stuff and months for movies. I've already done the 80s era and the 90s era superhero movie. I finished the 90s era this year. So I'm on the 2000s era of superhero movies, superhero films that came out 2000 to 2009. Uh, yeah. And I got two more movies of 2007, this movie, and the next movie will be a Marvel animated movie. But this film is from Walt Disney. It's a Disney film that came out 2007. It's based on a cartoon from the 60s, from a 60s animated series that was based on by W. Walt Biggers, Chet Chover, and Joe Harris. And it stars Jim Belushi, Peter Dinklage, John Slattery, Patrick Wilburn, and the voice talents of Jason Lee, Amy Adams, and Brad Garrett, and that is Underdog. Yeah. Now, I didn't grow up watching this movie. I know this movie's, you can say it's mainly meant for kids, but I was not a fan of this movie. I did not care for this movie. To be a bit of a rant because I thought this movie was pretty lame, to be honest. I know what you're going to say. Well, this movie's aimed for kids, Levi. Don't give me that. Okay, I'm sure Disney has made superhero films more like Big Hero 6. That's a really great movie. Really good film. I love Sky High. I think that's underrated. That was from Disney. That's a superhero film as well. And I love that film. I just reviewed that a couple some weeks ago. Maybe last month, but I did review Sky High. I did enjoy that one because I kind of grew up with it. I didn't really grow up with this one too much. Didn't really watch this movie a whole lot. I do remember, I think when it came out, seeing the trailer and stuff for it, but just remember not caring for it. He's basically, the character is a spoof of Superman. Yeah, yeah. I'm sorry. Thinking of other kids movies. Oh, yeah, a lot of kids movies are there. Yeah, Iron Giant. You read about Brad Bird. You can say that's a kids movie, but hey, that's a great movie for all ages. That still holds up. Even if you don't say it's a superhero movie, I'm gonna say technically, but he comes off. The Iron Giant does come off as a superhero, and it's a classic movie. It's a lot more memorable than this, in my opinion. Yeah. And even Sky High, I think, has a better story and special effects than this, and a better villain too, in my opinion. Not saying the villains were bad in here, but just I was not into this movie personally. Just wasn't a fan of it. And if you are, that's fine, to each his own. If I want, movies based on cartoons, I'd rather watch The Flintstones from 1994 with John Goodman and Rick Moranis and Elizabeth Perkins. Don't like Rosie O'Donnell though, but I still enjoy that movie. And I love Holly Berry in that movie. She's gorgeous. Um, George of the Jungle. I love that with Brendan Fraser. Grew up watching that movie. I'd rather watch George of the Jungle over this. That's a better film. And Dudley Do Right, both starring Brandon Fraser, are better. Sergeant Belko with Steve Martin. I think that's based on a cartoon as well. And I enjoyed that a lot more than this. But that's just me, folks. So there are some movies based on cartoons I enjoy a lot more. You could say it can be aimed for kids that are Inspector Gadget 2. I enjoy Inspector Gadget 2. That are more enjoyable than this, in my opinion. And I enjoy the Scooby Doo live action movies, including 2002 one and uh, Monsters Unleashed. I prefer those over this, if you want to call those, since they're based on cartoons. And Scooby Doo Where was in the '60s, and that's what it was based on. So, but that's just me though, personally. And I've seen a lot better superhero movies than this too. But that's just me, since I mentioned Sky High. But anyway, let's get into the production. First of all, I want to talk about Underdog himself, the cartoon. It is a TV series, a Saturday morning television series, TV series that ran from October 3rd, 1964 to March 1967. Yeah. Starting on the NBC network until 1966, with the rest of the run on CBS. It ran for 62 episodes. It is one of the early Saturday morning cartoons. The show continued in syndication until 1973. Yeah, a bit of the show's history in 1959. Handling General Mills' account, an account executive with the Dancer Film Ensemble advertising HCW. Walter Biggs teamed up with Chet Tover and artist Joe Harris in the creation of television cartoon shows to sell breakfast cereals for General Mills. The shows introduced such characters as King Leonardo, Tina, Tennessee Tuxedo, and Underdog. Biggers and Stover both wrote some songs of the series, which when Underdog became a success, Biggers and his partners left Dancer for example, to form their own company. In 1969, Total Television folded when General Mills dropped out of the primary sponsor, but continued to retain the rights to the series until 1995, and TV distributions right through. The syndication version of the show had 62 half-an-hour episodes. Yeah. Sweet Polly is in the live-action movie voiced by Amy Adams. Dan Hunger, who's played by Jim Belushi, not in the cartoon, and Jack Hunger is the kid in the movie. So those kids they weren't in the cartoon; they're just made up for the film. Yeah, you have Simon Bar Sinister, who's the villain. I guess his villain. He's a mad scientist. He's the most wickedest man in the world. Yeah, and Cade. Those characters are in the cartoon. They're here in live action, of course. Riff Baff, he's in here as well. Yeah, but I just wanted to bring up the cartoon. I've never seen the cartoon, by the way. I would like to probably. This seems like it'd be a fun cartoon, better than watching this. But that's just me. But you can probably guess this was made because at the time, some superhero movies did make money. May not not the way the MCU would, but at the time there were some superhero films that did do well at the box office, and I guess Disney wanted a piece of that pie. And if you know Disney, they're probably sometimes only doing it because they want to make the cash because they figured, well, this is based on 60s cartoon. There's a lot of superhero movies that are successful nowadays, and you know, probably what they were thinking back then and say, let's just make a live action movie out of it, see if we can get some dough, some cash out of it. Unlike the TV series, though, the underdog character is portrayed as a regular dog rather than so I guess he has powers in the show. I've never seen the TV series, but they give him the name of Shoe Sign, voiced by Jason Lee, who played a lemon beagle named Leo, sporting a red sweater, which you can see in the movie that underdog. This is his costume, the red sweater with underdog on it and the cape. For the cast of the movie, you have Jim Belushi as Dan Unger, a former police officer turned security guard. Jim Belushi is, of course, the late brother of John Belushi. He was in shows like According to Jim. He did some movies on Schwarzenegger. Well, the only one thing I Red Heat. I really enjoyed Red Heat. He was also on Jingle All the Way as Santa Claus. You know, I know he did a movie called Canine. I never seen that movie, but I want to. He was in Joe Somebody with Tim Allen. Yeah. I've always liked him as an actor. He was in like he had a cameo in Last Action Hero, and like I said, he was the Moss in Jingle All the Way. Yeah. Oh, he voiced Demon in Snow Dogs. Yeah. Savin Burrows as Anna Hunker. Even though we never see this actress in the movie, she was in Deep Blue Sea. I remember her in that. Even though they really never showed her in the movie because her character died. I think she was also in. Let's see, the same year. Oh, because she was also filming. I guess that same year that came out was Rain Over Me, with Adam Sandler. And and Don Cheadle. That was a good movie. She was in The Bank Job, but I do definitely remember her in Deep Blue Sea. Peter Dinklage as Dr. Simon Prancer, who's a mad scientist and Underdog's archenemy. Peter Dinklage, he was in Game of Thrones. He was in Elf. If you remember, you felt like it, my friend. Call me Elf one more time. Yeah. He's an angry elf. So just quoting a better film. He was in X-Men Days of Future Past. That's the superhero film we say. I think he was also in Avengers: Infinity War. Yeah, he was in that. So he was in another two superhero movies as well. Yeah, that are better than this, in my opinion. Death at a Funeral, The Chronicles of Narnia. He was also in Pixels with Adam Sandler. I like that movie. Sue me. Patrick Warburton as Cade Lackey. As Cade. Simon Brewster's, you know, henchman. He played the title character the Tick, a sitcom. Uh, you also know him as the voice of Kronk from The Emperor's New Groove. He was in Scream 3. He voiced Buzz Lightyear in the Star Command: The Adventure Begins direct-to-video film. The Emperor's New Groove, like I said, he voiced Kronk. Oh, he was also in Joe Somebody. Okay, well, I didn't know that. He was in a movie called Big Trouble, so he's worked with Tim Allen. Okay. And like I said, he was in Scream 3. Oh, yeah. He did the voice of Royal Pain in Sky High. Yeah. And he was in Rebound. I remember him that with Martin Lawrence. You said that's a kid's movie, but I like Rebound. I like that film. He was in movie 43. I heard that was terrible. He was in Joe Dirt 2. I remember not caring for that sequel. That's just me. Alex Newbar as Jack. I guess kid's not much of an actor. Taylor Momsen as Molly, Jack's friend. The only thing I think that she's done, she's a singer now, but she was Cindy Lou Who in How the Grinch Stole Christmas from 2000, the Jim Carrey version. I think she's like a singer now. Kayla Overton as Brittany. Nancy Carl as Therese. She was in anger management as a flight attendant. The 40-year-old version, she was in that. John Slattery as the mayor of the capital city. Oh, yeah, he was Howard Stark in the Marvel Cinematic Universe in Iron Man 2, Ant-Man 2015, Captain America Civil War, and Avengers Endgame. Yeah, I knew he looked familiar when I saw him, but even those are better superhero movies than this. Iron Man 2 would come out, like 3 years later. I think so. Yeah, because Iron Man 2 was 2010, so, yeah. And again, that's better. Say what you will about that sequel, but I think it's better than this, but that's just my opinion. Samantha Bee as the principal. Susan Catella as Diana Flores. Frank Larilli as police sergeant. He was in Edge of Darkness. That was with Mo Gibson, Birdman, The Judge. Jay Leno as himself. Just came. Jason Lee does the voice. He was in some Kevin Smith movies like Mallrats, Chasing Amy, Dogma, Jay and the Silent Bomb, Clerks 2, Jersey Girl. They have in the Chipmunks live action movies. He also voiced Syndrome and The Incredibles. Now you can say that's a Disney Pixar movie that's made for kids, and I love that movie. That movie turned 20 this year, earlier this week. So that's a classic movie. He's definitely better than that movie in my opinion. And a guy thing, which I like that movie. Amy Adams as voices the Polly, who is the love interest of Shushan Underdog. Amy Adams, she was in an episode of Smallville. She was in Catch Me If You Can, and of course she did not. She was in play Lois Lane in Man of Steel and Batman vs Superman: Dawn of Justice, and in Justice League as well. Uh, and the Zack Snyder cut, I assume too. Brad Garrett as Riff Raff. I think he was notable for that TV show called Everybody Loves Raymond. I think he was in an episode of Fresh Prince of Bel Air. He did a voice for Jetsons the movie, for Oh, he voiced Fatso and Casper. Love Casper. And he voiced Dim in A Bug's Life. In Pocahontas 2, Turn to a New World, he did a voice. In Extremely Goofy Movie, he voiced Tank. In Stuart Little 2, he voiced Rob the Plumber. I mean, played a guy named Rob the Plumber, sorry. Finding Nemo, he voiced Bloat. So he does some voice work. Garfield, the movie, he was in that. Pacifier Hour with Vince Diesel, I didn't like that movie. That's just me. He voiced Krang in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows. In Finding Dory, he voiced Bloat again. He voiced in Christopher Robin 2018 film with Ewan McGregor. He voiced Eeyore. I like that film. Phil Morris is Phil Morris. Uh, he was sweet. He voiced Sweet in the Atlantis Lost Emperor. He was in Smallville as Martian Manhunter. He was in Star Trek 3: The Search for Spock. He was in Jingle All the Way. Justice League No Frontier. And some other Justice League stuff, animated stuff as well. In Superman Red Son, he voiced James Olsen. Michael Messi as Kill. I guess one of the voices, Michael Messi. You probably should know him from, uh, he was in The Crow. I think he was the one that accidentally shot uh, Brandon Lee by accident on the set of The Crow. And he was in The Amazing Spider-Man in 2014 film. And he voiced Bruce Banner in the Marvel animated features like Ultimate Adventures 1 and 2, which I've also reviewed. And I did review The Crow on my other channel as well. Yeah. Oh yeah, and he was also, I believe, in yeah, he was in Catwoman as well with Halle Berry. Crappy film. And Jesse Hartnell as astronaut. Kyle Massey performs a song from the Radio Disney Underdog Rats. You got deleted scenes, never before seen bloopers, deleted scenes, Underdog Raps. The song by Kyle Massey on special features here. The film gets a rating of 16% on Rotten Tomatoes. I can see why. I can agree with this critic 1%. This site's critical reads, Underdog is mostly a forgettable adaptation that relies far too heavily on recycled material and sloppy production. I agree with that, it does. And it's directed by a guy I can't say, Frederick Du Chow. Okay, he directed The Quest for Hamlet and Racing Stars, which I don't remember. I've seen Racing Stars, but I don't remember too much about it. Honestly, it's a film. Quest for Hamlet, I've seen that one time too. Wouldn't really care to see Land Before Time 3, but that's just me. Or Tom and Jerry the movie, I've never seen that. But I hear Tom and Jerry talk in that movie. And they're really silent characters that are supposed to be funny. But anyway, yeah, so the guy hasn't done much. The screenplay is by three people Craig A. Williams, Joe Basica, and Adam Rifkin. Let's see, he wrote scripts for movies like he was uncredited, but he worked on the movie Going Overboard. Yeah, the worst Adam Sandler movie ever, in my opinion. Yeah, he wrote the script for Mouse Hunt. I remember liking Mouse Hunt and for Small Soldiers, which I like. Yeah, says he wrote the script for. I like Small Soldiers. Love that film. I grew up watching that movie. Yeah, not too many movies over the years. Stories by Joe Palint, Greg Abrams, and Adam Rifkin as well. It's based on Underdog, created by Walter W. Walter Biggs, who's worked on other animated shows as well, but I'm not going to get into all that. Produced by Gary Barber. Let's see. He's produced movies like Free Jack, Stay Tuned, The Crush, Ace Ventura: Pet Detective, Making Sure When Nature Calls, Big Bully, Wild America, Wrongfully Accused, Bruce Almighty with Jim Carrey, Legend of Zorro, another superhero film I'm not a fan of, and Scream 2022 and Scream 6, and Spy Kids Armageddon, which I have no interest in watching. Roger Bergman, who produced films like Angels in the Outfield, love Angels in that film. The Big Green, G.I. Jane, Holy Man, Rush Hour, the first Rush Hour film, and Rush Hour 2, uh, Shanghai Noon and Shanghai Nights, Rush Hour 3, Balls of Fury, Death Wish, the remake, starring Bruce Willis, which I don't hate that movie. Executive producer on films like Master Marissa, Van Damme movie, and Spirit Gadget 2, Bruce Almighty, April Lowe, starring the late Paul Walker, and the RoboCop remake. Yeah, Jonathan Glickman. So he's done some produced and executive produced some good movies and some bad ones. And Jonathan Glickman was a producer on films like Rush Hour 1 and 2, the Rush Hour films, working with Jackie Chan, Shanghai Noon and Shanghai Nights as well. Uh, Creed 3, yeah, another film I'm interested in watching. Celtic Pride with Daniel Stern and Dan Abbott, and Damien West, which I would say is a time waster for a movie. Rocket Man, I haven't heard too good things about Rocket Man. And The Addams Family 2, see what they came up with, a decent movie. And he produced the TV series, was the executive producer on the TV series Wednesday, starring Gina Ortiz. Cinematography is at David Igby. He's in cinematography for films like Mad Max, Early Frost, Buddies, Dragon, the Bruce Lee Story, Lightning Jack, Dragonheart, Daylight, Blue Streak, Scooby Doo, the 2002 live action movie, Racing Stripes, working with the same director. Edited by Tom Bennett. The music is by Randy Ellerman. Yeah, I reckon. He did the music score for Twins, directed by Evan Reitman, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito. Ghostbusters 2, Kindergarten Cop. Okay, yeah, he did the music score for The Mask. Better movie than this, by the way. And the great special effects too. Angels in the Outfield, Beethoven second, and the first Beethoven as well. Billy Madison with Adam Sandler. The Indian in the Cupboard, The Quest with Jean-Claude Van Damme, Anaconda, 6 Days, 7 Nights, Shanghai Noon, XX, action the action film starring Vin Diesel, and Backdraft 2. But I recognize that guy's name. I'm sure to buy. Production companies are Walt Disney Pictures, Spyglass Entertainment, Classic Media. Distributed by Benino Vista Pictures. It was released August 3rd, 2007. It's 82 minutes long. The budget was only $25 million to make this movie, and the box office made $65.3 million worldwide. Now I would call it a flop. That's just me, and I got negative reviews from critics. So, and I agree with that website. What they said that this film is forgettable. Yes, but anyway, let's get into that. Mm. All right, well, Underdog. What the story is about is that after a lab accident gives him extraordinary powers, uh, a dog named Shoeshine, through the ability to give him speak, a canine, declares himself the protector of Capital City, and especially of a fetching dog he likes named Polly. Underdog must save the day when an evil scientist named Simon Brichner, who's a mad scientist, and his giant henchmen hatch a plot to destroy Capital City and take away his powers. And yeah, so Shoeshine must be Underdog. He must become the true hero dog that he needs to be and save Capital City from the clutches of the villains, the mad scientist, played by Peter Dinklage and Patrick Warburton, who want to take over Capital City as well. And Peter Dinklage's character, Simon Breach, he wants whatever the heck his name is, the mad scientist wants Underdog's powers for himself and to take over Capital City. Basically, just take over the world. Yeah, 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 yeah. Blah blah blah. Same old with superhero films, and he has to stop him and save the day. Yeah. Talk about the film itself, then I'll give my final. We're 24 minutes in? Okay. Hope you like my YouTube shirt. You know, again, I know you're going to say, "Hey, this is for kids," but I still think it's a lame movie. I can tell you there's plenty of kids movies out there I do like that are actually pretty good. And it could be for adults too. I mean, you can aim them for kids, but adults can enjoy it too. You don't have to just aim it for kids. Some stuff, yeah, or only meant for kids, yes. But I feel like this is a film that could have worked for adults too if they would have tried a little harder. I'll admit the movie did get a little bit of chuckle out of me, so this is not full blown. I didn't hate this movie. I just didn't care for it. And that's fine if you liked it. If you grew up watching this movie, you don't take this personal. This is just my opinion, okay? Or anyway, well, the film opens up with an introduction by Jason Lee, well, Shoeshine, at the top of the audience, and that he has to stop, the mad scientist Simon Bridger and Cad, his sidekick, who try to take over the world. He always has to stop them. It does show you a bit of the '60s cartoon, which looks nice though. Honestly, it makes me want to watch the '60s cartoon over this, but that's just me. Then the film opens up into live action with Capital City Town, where the mayor is speaking, and Shoeshine thinks he smells a bomb. Yeah, it's a false alarm. He smells a large piece of ham, and these dogs that they talk out of their mouths. Some of these dogs, including Shoeshine himself, I didn't like Jason Lee as the voice. It's just annoying and it's bad CGI. So he walks away, takes off his police badge or whatever, or his police dog bag or whatever, dog tags or whatever. Yeah, he leaves. He tries to walk away, but he gets kidnapped by Cade, Patrick Waitman, who worked for Simon Previously, who's the villain of the movie. He walks in. I first meet Jim Belushi's like, "Sir, you can't work here. You don't can't just come in here." He's like, "Oh, scientist, yeah." And then basically Jim Belushi's character, I forget his name again, but he was a cop. And he quit doing that because his wife died. He wanted to spend more time with his son, and there's that cliche moment of the mother dying. Now that him and the father son hate each other, and they gotta rekindle their rekindle the relationship. It's very cliche. You know, Simon is bitter toward the mayor for turning down his proposal of genetic experiments for the city. Called him crazy, but he tests dogs out. However, though Shoeshine, or will become Shoeshine, confronts a mugging lump. He causes a fire. He becomes exposed. He gets this DNA table. Well, his cabinet, and these chemicals fall on him, and it gives him his powers. And he super speeds out of there, but doesn't get it. Then he runs to the dog Riff Raff, voiced by Brad Garrett, who they want to mess with. Like, you're in my territory. He runs, gets hit by Jim. He does get run over by Dead die because of his abilities. Like, well, that's one way to go. And Riff Raff and his gang leave, and Jim Belushi's like, "Oh, you're cute," and he's like, tries to tell his son. I forget the son's name. Uh, honestly, I just can't remember. But yeah, he's a bit of a punk. I just thought he was a bit of an ass for a kid. I did not like this kid at all. His acting I thought was terrible. Simon has his burning monitor following him, and it surely injures him. Oh, Dan Anger, Jim Belushi hits him, brings him home. He's like, "Hey, I thought we could work together. We gotta get along, Jake." That's the kid's name. He dreams about having his powers and stuff. The kid goes to school. He pretends to be sick. Yeah, Jake pretends. Yeah, Jake. Okay. Q shines up to the house alone, but he bites the chili by stealing hard because of his powers. Uh, Wants to get the ball, but knocks the table over, the couch all the way over. Yeah, and he's like, "Bad dog, how could you do that?" He's like, "Sorry, I didn't mean to." Jeez. He's like, "Who said that?" Jay's like, "Who said that?" And then he realizes that They can talk. They both scream at each other because he can understand what Shunsan says. He's like, you can talk, and they have a talk, whatever. And you know, it also reminds me of the movie Good Boy, which I like more than this. I know some people are not big on that movie, but I like Good Boy. Yeah. Molly walks. The girl named Molly walks up with Cindy Lou with her dog Molly, Polly, who she found likes, and she's like, "Well, we can just be friends, okay? I don't want to be friends. I want more than that." Molly and Polly get mugged by two men. Shushan hears that he tries to fly into it. And it is bad CGI when he's flying. He flies into a building, grabs a lady, bites a lady sandwich. Oh, spicy mustard! And he's flying, and he hits, and he just attacks these people. They don't see him. She just gets a picture of Shushan's, mouth. And she just tells the police that it was a dog man that saved her. I'm like, then he returns home with Jack. Makes him a promise that I'll never tell anybody his powers. Just to, Shushan, you could be a hero. You could be a superhero. It was like, I'm no hero, kid. Trust me. I felt like that. When he was a police dog, he felt on a lot of stuff. Like trying to sniff out a bomb and realizing it was a ham in there instead. Then his dad comes home. Jim Belushi comes home and was like, "Son, you made a mess in here. Don't try to blame the dog on this." Gets mad at him, and you find out Cade, who has a new lair beneath the city. He's able to get back to his lair and says that he wants revenge. That he's gonna get that dog. He wants to get revenge on the Shoeshine, but he has to track him down. At first, Cade walks up to his door and he makes the idiot since Cade's such no, such knucklehead and idiot doesn't believe. He said, "You're making your black grandpa move a couch." Why? I was like, "Well, it was either that or the car. Tough love, huh?" But Jim Belushi like sneaks around the lab that was blown up, Simon's lab that was blown up, but they're hiding from him, and he's even trying to get dogs to talk to him, trying to test some serum pills or whatever to get the get the dog's powers. Uh, but then Cade leads a band of thugs to rob a jewelry store. It's seen on the news by Shufan and Jack, and wears a fish hat at first, jumps in there, knocks the bad guys out. Cade just runs away, gets away. Eventually, they go through math and stuff. He tries to make him like Bumblebee Dog. Instead, he gives him it's his old dad's college shirt, and he messes it up a little bit in the wash machine, just shrinks it down for him to size, and gives him the suit and calls himself Underdog. He tries to come up with a line, "Have no fear, Underdog." He's like, you have a montage of him like saving people and stuff, saving the day. Yeah. So she's suddenly, as Underdog saves the day, becomes like the hero, and he becomes big. He becomes the hero, and Town Lives of Jay Leno wants him to guest star in the show. He becomes a big star, and he can catch a frisbee and fly by doing it. Simon unsuccessfully, time and time again, tries to recreate his experiment. He's like, "That should be me on the front page," because he wants Underdog's powers. Polly wants to ask, Shushan wants to ask Polly out, but she reveals to him that she had a crush on Underdog and he's Underdog. And somehow he comes flying to her as Underdog. They have like a Superman and Lois kind of flying moment. And like they rip off Lady the Tramp a little bit, Sorry about itching my nose and stuff. It's a little itchy. Sorry. But I can't surprisingly tell that Polly couldn't tell. Even people walk up to him and say, "Hey, ain't you Underdog?" Yeah, Underdog and Shoeshine look alike. So he's like, "We need super identity." Ain't no super identity for a dog. Dog can't really wear glasses. Yeah. But some of the dog Polly cannot tell that Shoeshine is Underdog, and she tells him how you know tells him the next day how wonderful it is or whatever. And his best disguise is to put a this thing dogs mention stuff when they put the cone they put the cone on. I'm like, yeah, like that's a really good disguise. Uh, I did think there was a funny moment though where Pastor Wilbur dresses up as an old lady. He's like, oh, thank you, dog, and tries to nab him, grab him or whatever, but Underdog flies off with him. And he fired him off. You idiot, why should I fire right now? And just look at his face, so that was funny. Because I got this, I got the collar. The good news is though, they might not got it, but he's got his collar, which says his name and address on it. And I'm like thinking, you idiot kid. I'm like, talking about Jake. If he's gonna go out as Underdog, maybe you should take the collar off, just in case there's a super villain out there, a Superman scientist who wants revenge. Whatever. Didn't think about that. I'm like, yeah, and you keep his collar on. Oh, I wonder who the dog Underdog is. Oh, look at the collar, shoe shine. I mean, I know people can't look because he can wear away fast, but just in case someone could discover his secret identity. So, Jake, you're an idiot. Well, let's just remove the collar just in case because it's got your name on it. Yeah, we don't want to give your identity away to anybody. Hmm. Simon and Kat go to the house. They kidnap Dane. He wants him to call his dog, but Jim Belushi refuses, so he grabs all his three German shepherds. They bark at him and scare him, and he's like, "Shoe shine, shoe shine, shoe shine." You know, and shoe shine comes over. He's like, Kay's like, "I want to be there too. It's my dad," and he bites him by the hood, makes him fly, and it's bad CGI. And they type cut, and he says, "We'll hurt him unless you give up your powers." So, not wanting to lose his family, he does. Shoeshine complies, compli- complies, and takes the pill, takes his powers away, and gives these blue pills to the German shepherds. And he's gonna go get revenge on the mayor, and make him sign like a paper or whatever, and puts him in a cage. But since Dane has experience in the police force, he's able to convince Jake to do. He's like, "Yeah, you don't spend no time with me. You don't spend no ever since mom died." And he's like, "Because I want to spend time with you and work at their cliche issues or whatever." Simon takes the mayor hostage at City Hall, attaches a bomb, sends Kay a bomb, attached a bomb, putting it into the building so they can blow up the city. Shoeshine smells the bomb. He goes to it at first. The mayor gets knocked unconscious, even though Shoeshine's, is like on a globe and a big ass globe, and he's like, and the mayor just can't hear it. Shoeshine accidentally rips open Simon's pocket, and he's eat one, and he gets his powers back. So he's fighting with the dogs a little bit, and even Peter Dinklage's character, he takes the pill too. You know, tries to grab a sword to fight him, and just notices he fights him a little bit. And then Underdog is able to convince those dogs that, hey, does he even give you a bone, or does he give you a treat, or does he mean to? He's like, yeah. He's like, because Simon, what Simon says, and Simon mistreats them, so they turn on him. So Shushan rushes out to and disarms the bomb. He saved who Polly and Molly, who is a little Cindy Lou girl who plays Cindy Lou in How the Grinch Stole Christmas. She's like a reporter for the school. He's investigating who Underdog, trying to find out who Underdog is. Underdog saves her and Polly, gets them to safety, and he gets rid of the bomb by going burying it deep beneath the earth. Gets in there. It's bad CGI, by the way, but he gets out of there, blows up. He ends up going to space, just rolling around. Spaceman sees him, and he comes back to Earth. You think he's dead at first? Yeah, yeah. Well, at first, everybody thinks he's dead. He's like Shoeshine. Shoeshine comes back to life, and he says, "Oh, he's better. Underdog." He's like, "Thanks, kid." Dan gets reinstated as a police officer by the end. Underdog comes saves everybody, and Shoeshine continues to be underdog by the end of the movie. Seems just flying off. And then the film closes with citizens phrases from the original cartoon. Look up in the sky, it's a bird's plane. No, it's a frog. Not a bird, not a plane, nor even I. It's nor even a frog. It's just little old me, underdog. And they all clap, and he flies away in the end. And you see like pictures in the end credits of dogs and all that. But it's a short movie though, and that's Underdog. You know, don't know what more I can say about it. But to get my final opinion on Underdog, I did like some stuff about the movie. I'll admit, just hold me. I'll give my final thoughts on this film, and I'll be done. Okay. Underdog, in my opinion, it's such a lame, forgettable movie. Now, I don't think it's one of the worst superhero movies ever. Well, I would still say it is one. I would call it one of the worst superhero movies ever. It's not one of the worst movies ever made, I think. But when it comes to superhero films, yeah, it's definitely not a good one in my opinion. It is mainly aimed for kids. Yes, kids would enjoy this, but I think this had potential to be so much better. Sky High is a much better movie. Yeah, you can say that movie's for kids, but it feels like that's for kids and adults. You should make it. Disney should be for everybody, not just for kids. It should for be all ages for all of us to enjoy Disney films and stuff. But it feels like with this film, Disney was just doing it for the cash, just to make just to milk the money from it, because they figure we make a live action movie, people go see it, and it barely made money. I mean, $25 million budget, only made $65.3 million. So yeah, I mean, it barely passed the budget, but barely by an inch of its budget, I would say, and it's still a flop. So yeah, $25 million budget and $65.3 million were what it made. It did not make money at all, hardly. So I would say it's a flop. Yes, a box office bomb, and it is forgettable. The story was pretty lame. Okay, I get it. It's based on a cartoon. It's supposed to be silly and fun, but I didn't have a silly fun time with this. And some of the humor didn't work. I didn't like Jason Lee as the voice of Underdog. I thought he was annoying as heck. The kid I didn't like. Jim Belushi, I didn't mind him in here, but it did seem like he got a good paycheck in here. But he's trying. I think he's yeah. Peter Dinklage and Patrick Warburton. They do seem like they're having fun. And there's moments where I can laugh at their performances of how bad their performance is, but they are chewing up the scenery. Like they're chewing up each scene they're in. Like they're having a blast doing this. But it's bad. Again, I'd rather watch Pixels over this, but that's just me. I did not like this film at all. I was bored. At least Pixels had better special effects, by the way. Yeah. Even if you hate that movie, you can't deny that that film has some great special effects in there. Yeah. But this movie, the problem was I was boring by the climax. I was falling asleep and just waiting for this film to be over. 82 minutes of running time, it just gets boring with each moment. It's very cliche with the story of the father and son and of Underdog falling in love and him being Superman. And I'm like, yeah, and they can't really hide his identity. I'm nitpicking at that, but like I said, they should just take off his collar if he's going to fly. Because he can just fly home. Why would he need his collar when he has powers to fly all the way home? After saving somebody, he's that quick. Like Superman, he's got super speed and he can fly. He's very quick, so I don't think it would take him much time to stop somebody from fighting crime real quick and then come back home. I mean, think about it. He'd be the best dog in the world if he had these powers. And he talks too. And then there's one scene I thought was funny when people were eating hot dogs and he's like, hot dogs, people do this from dogs, and people were throwing up. I thought that was a little funny. There's moments where Peter Dinklage and Patrick Wilbur they get a bit of chuckles out of me. You know, there's some scenes where I can get a bit of a chuckle out of me, but again, it's not enough. A lot of the rest of the humor is lame. The story is lame. The director did a terrible job directing this movie. This film had three writers, and you still couldn't make a good movie. Hell, at least Scott High. It wasn't a box office hit, but it did make some money. Yes, cinematography was all right. The CGI is terrible. I'm not gonna give this money to Select because you can say, oh, it's for kids. Yeah, some movies are aimed for kids. Yes, are meant for kids. Some TV shows and movies are meant for little kids. But the thing is, though, some of those actually work better than this. Even movie wise, like I said, Dudley Do Right, Sergeant Bilko, George the Jungle, Spaghetti 2, Flintstones, the Scooby Doo live action movies, even Mr. Begins and Monsters Unleashed in 2002 film. Those films work in my opinion because I think they're fun. They do have their problems, but they're entertaining movies. So you can say those are for kids too, Lily. Well, Flintstones, maybe not. I've heard things about that, but still, despite that, Those movies are good. Those movies are silly and fun and know what they are. You know, you just have to do better at it. Don't just force it because oh it's a kids movie. Let's just force everything in. Yeah, with a lame story. The kid, it was a lame actor. The little girl plays Cindy Lou in here. What's her name? I forget. Taylor Momsen. She was alright in here. She was just okay. I like her more Cindy Lou, and I like Hell Against the Christmas more than this. That's more fun of a watch than this, but that's just my opinion. And that film looks better too, especially the production design is great. The way the Hoobos look with the makeup. Yeah, it's got some CGI in there, a little dated, but it's still some good CGI in there. And it's a better looking movie too. And I thought Jim Carrey gave a fun performance. I'm sorry, Jim Carrey is a lot funnier than Jason Lee, in my opinion. You know, but this movie, I just can't get into it. But I did like Patrick Warburton a little bit, Jim Belushi and Peter Dinklage. I thought that they were giving their best here, despite the bad script and the bad direction. They did what they could with the movie, and the yeah, I didn't care for Underdog. Is not interesting of a character. He's a pretty lame character. Shine. I'm sorry. I think that's a pretty stupid name for a dog. Pretty lame name. You know. Yeah. And I just can't get into this. I'm not going to give it this lip because you say, oh, it's for kids. I'm like, we can name plenty of kids movies that are animated, live action, you know, Sky High even, that are better movies than this. So don't give me the excuse. Oh, well, it's a, that doesn't matter to me. Yeah, Brad Garrett was alright. Amy Adams, I don't like her either. The voice cast, they were miscast in this movie, in my opinion. So the kid ones that play the kids, they were miscast. Taylor Momsen, I thought she was just miscast in here. Yeah. You know, this is not. This is definitely one of the worst superhero films I've ever seen, in my opinion. Yeah, honestly, yeah, this is a rant because I don't like this movie, but I don't fully hate the film. I'm not a fan of it. I don't care for this movie at all. It's a underdog to describe it. It's a lame, forgettable film, in my opinion. It's a movie. Honestly, I have no interest in watching ever again. But that's just me. I'd rather stick with Sky High or those other based on cartoon movies I mentioned, or a lot of other superhero movies I'd rather just watch over this. But that's just me. Like Big Hero 6, I'd rather watch that over this. But that's just me. You know, you know. If you're just aiming for an audience to please kids and make money, then just to make the money, milk the money out of it, then that apparently that didn't work with this film because it didn't make money. Like I said, it was a box office bomb. So yeah, that's what I'm calling it. Because to me, it seems like it didn't make money at all, barely at the box office. Yeah, yeah. Its tail was in the wrong place. I'm just kidding. A bad, stupid pun. But yeah, and the Shaggy Dog with Tim Allen, I like that more. But that's just me, and I like the Shaggy DA as well. That's a fun movie as well. Yeah, you can say those movies are probably aimed for kids, but they're a lot of fun to watch. Pete's Dragon, you can say it's for kids, but that's a classic movie. Love Pete's Dragon. So there's barely no excuse that you can make a movie that's meant for kids, but a movie that can adults and kids can enjoy. I prefer that, you know. But some movies, yeah, are just for kids. I get that, but this they could have maybe made some fun for adults. So some of it can be fun for you even though you watch it, but I would say it's not a masterpiece of a movie. It's definitely forgettable. It did have potential to be a good movie if they would have tried harder at it. I think they should have worked a little harder with the movie. But that's just my opinion. So take it for what you will. So my rating for Underdog, I'm gonna give this film a thumbs down and 1 out of 5 stars for Underdog. Yeah. Anyway, but next I'll be reviewing another Marvel animated feature film. Marvel. I can't. I have to freaking say it. Marvel animated feature film that will be pointing to it right here. That will be Doctor Strange, the Sorcerer Supreme. I know there was one that came out in 1978, but I can't find it because yeah, Billy, I'm like really not interested in that anyway. Sorry. You know what? Let me show you two on my phone. So this animated movie came out in 2007. Oh, and I will not be reviewing Superman Doomsday. Yeah. But anyway, it'll be next will be Doctor Strange, the Sorcerer Supreme. So stay tuned for that today. I forget to review that. Hopefully, it's a better movie than this. But anyway, guys, tell me in the comments down below. My rating for Underdog, once again, I'm going to give it a thumbs down. My rating for the film is 1 out of 5 stars. So, guys, tell me in the comments down below. What do you think of Underdog in your opinion? Do you like it or do you hate it? Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for my last 2007 review. I will be sharing my review a little later today for Superman Doomsday. I did review that already, so you're going to see it on the playlist for the superhero reviews marathon, you know, on my channel. But Doctor Strange, the Sorcerer Supreme, the next Marvel animated movie. This is probably the what the measures 1 and 2. I guess you could say the fourth Marvel animated feature film. So the fourth Marvel animated feature film will be Doctor Strange, the Sorcerer Supreme. So this will be next. So stay tuned for this. I definitely look forward to reviewing it. Thanks for watching, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, and thanks for watching. Bye bye. Oh, we're messing up here. Bye bye. Ah. No.